Perfect.
Except it looks like coffee, that's why they call it the library cup, right? So this looks like I'm drinking coffee. I'm Krista, by the way. I'm your Director of Octarium, and this is the beginning of the culmination of the project we call Art Local. I was calling it Local Voice for a while, based on the word locavore, which is when you eat local. And then somebody told me that sounded stupid. So I changed to Art Local, and then they said it sounded stupid. And then I said, we're stuck with my life. And I'm like, you eat local, you art local, right? So what I tried to do, this started long ago in 2009. We released a CD called Modern Masters, where I called living choral composers of fairly well renowned and said, hey, what do you want Octarium to sing? And they all got back to me with wonderful things they'd like to hear Octarium sing. And as I was working on it, I thought I really should do that with composers in this town. There are a lot of composers in Kansas City, in Lawrence, in Columbia, though we don't talk about them because most of them went to KU. Lots of local composers, lots of local talent, lots of student composers in this town. I need to try to do something. And as I got into it, I thought, well, this is a really great project. This is a really good opportunity to really highlight what we have going on here that doesn't usually get highlighted, particularly a cappella choral music, which, unless you're writing for Glee, doesn't really get much play. And Glee has a band, right? So no, there's a new TV show though called The Voice. Is it The Voice? Do they do? Oh no. The Voice is a single person, but there's like a Dean Sheriff sing-off. The sing-off. But that's usually pop music. So there's really nothing going on in our American Idol age where we're suddenly very into these music competitions. You turn on your TV any night, you'll see a reality show or the Mad Men. Mad Men? The Mad Men? Just Mad Men. Really, really knowledgeable about that. Or you'll see some sort of competitive show like Survivor or like Amazing Race, or like American Idol or The Voice, or there's a new one where they don't see the people and then everybody does that.
That's The Voice.
They have to choose, the stars have to choose.
That's The Voice.
The Voice.
And there's one
There's
more.
X Factor.
X Factor. But I thought to myself, I want to do something about this. Art Local actually wrote a wonderful blog on our blog this week about it all used to be Art Local. Back in the old days, every week the Kapellmeister would write a new piece and then it would premiere on Sunday. And Handel would come into a room and there would be 9 singers there and he'd say, what's your highest note, what's your lowest note? Do you usually sing this role or this role? Okay, we're going to do this, but replace that aria with the aria you always sing. And he would write an opera for the people that were in the room. And then now we do those operas. Xerxes was written for the people that were just standing in the room at the time Handel came into court. So now we try to do Xerxes exactly the way it was written, when it was written for particular people. And it's a very interesting concept to write music for particular people. So I said, let's do that. And then I said, how the hell am I going to pay for it? So I did something grassroots. I did something patronage. We don't have patronage in the United States. We don't have kings and queens. We can be grateful to that for a lot of reasons. But also it's kind of a bad thing because we don't really have a system in place to really support our arts. So what do we do about patronage? Well, you get on the web and you say, hey, everybody give me $1. And everybody gives you $1 and you can do something. So I went on something called Kickstarter and I said, hey, everybody give me $1. You literally could donate $1 single. I had a couple people that did that. I had a couple people that donated. I think my top donor was a matching donor, so he gave a large amount. But mostly people gave between $1 and $100 and I raised $8,000 to support this. So then I turned around and called, and Robert helped me with that. Robert did a wonderful video in his bathrobe for me, talking about the importance of local art and the importance of choral music. We put that on the Kickstarter website, we raised the money, and then I had the money and went, crap, I gotta do this now. How am I gonna do this? So I called composers and I worked it out, and here we are tonight. Tomorrow night we will premiere nine new pieces. 4 of those I commissioned from established composers. 2 of those at KU and UMKC I sponsored a competition, and the winners won $250 University of Central Missouri students. And then, to add to all of this, our non-local composer of the evening is Rich Campbell, who's sitting right here. And he's from New York, but we support a composition competition every year, and he won this year, and I thought, well, let's bring him in for this, because it's local. New York is close. And why is what we're doing tonight important? Well, if we didn't do this, then we wouldn't have these 9 pieces. If Handel never did this, we wouldn't have all the operas he wrote. If Mozart never did this, I was talking to Stephen Hatfield several years ago from Modern Masters, and he said, you know, a lot of Mozart pieces were premiered for audiences of 20 or less. And I thought about that. In this day and age, if there's not 7,000 people there, it's not a success. But back then, no, there were just a few people, and it was a party. They were and they were drinking their library cups of wine. They were having a nice time in this brand new Mozart piece, and now we have that Mozart piece. So I wanted to do something that would allow me to support my local arts community, my local composers, to give Octarium the chance to sing brand new music and to offer new stuff of beauty to the world. So without further ado,